Let's go. Game time.
All right, everybody. Welcome to the very first episode of the Better Baby Daddy podcast. Welcome to the world, B.
Absolutely. Our world.
I'm John Laxman.
And I'm Kelly Burgess. Yes, we are.
Let's get to it. Let's tell everybody exactly what this podcast is about.
This is a great place for real dads. And who are trying to level up their game. And so specifically for baby daddies, which we're going to define in just a minute. So, but it's a place where you can come, be a part of a tribe that's helping you do better with what you have to do as a dad and a man.
I'm sure some of those that are listening right now have no idea what a baby daddy is. Yeah.
We didn't know we were.
We didn't know we
didn't
were.
know what it was till we were it.
That's exactly it.
Here we are. So why don't you define what a baby daddy is?
A baby daddy, defined by our society essentially, is a man that has had a child with a woman and is no longer with that woman.
Yep.
Typically non-married men.
Yep.
So a non-married man goes out, maybe it was his girlfriend, maybe it was a one-night stand, but he has this child with this woman and then no longer is with that woman. He becomes by default a baby daddy. For the purposes of our podcast, we're going to broaden that definition a little bit. We're going to define a baby daddy as any man, whether married or not, that's had a child with a woman and is no longer with that woman.
So that includes divorced dads, and that includes guys who got together when they were single but stayed together for a while, but they're not together, they're not in the house. And so that goes back to the why of this podcast. And
right.
Because we've both been in that situation.
Absolutely.
And but through a lot of trial and error, a lot of mistakes, we became better baby dads.
Yes.
And a better baby dad, in contrast to the baby dad, is simply a baby dad who became a lot more reflective and a lot more intentional about kind of man, father, and co-parent he wants to be. And so we created this to help guys who are in that situation like we were.
And are.
Yeah. You don't really kind of exit it. You know,
You don't exit.
unless you go back and really do some patchwork and get married to your baby mom.
Yeah,
right?
There's no off-ramp.
And so we know, because we've been through it, that those situations are filled with some joys because you got kids, but a lot of drama, a lot of confusion, some really stressful times.
Yeah.
And so we want to walk that walk with you. How about our personal stories here, Ron?
Hey, that sounds like a great topic to cover. To know that we're actually real.
Hey,
we've been through some things.
We are. Yeah. And so I'll start. I'll go ahead and start. You know, my name's Kelly, and I have 10 children. And when I tell people that, they always go, it's a mixture of responses.
Sometimes, even though I've heard it 100 times,
right.
I'm still like...
I say 10 at some point, they were online insurance, you know, at some point where I was covering them. But it's 7 biologicals and 3 step kids mixed over a couple of relationships, actually 3 different relationships. And so without getting into the nitty gritty, which we'll do in future episodes, that situation was a recipe for a lot of hurt, confusion, drama, and a lot of work personally for me to do as a man to step up for my kids and become a better co-parent, a better man. So that's my story. 10 kids with 3 different significant relationships. Fortunately, I'm happily married now, but I didn't get there by accident.
Got to through a lot of work.
A lot of work.
Man. All right. Yeah, so my story is a little more subdued, I would say. I have 2 children. Each of them have different mothers. And I'm no longer with either of those women. So definitely been through some fire. Definitely been through some court cases. Definitely been through some crazy pickups and drop-offs.
Hey, that transition, fellas, it's a thing.
Been through some... very long distance things, across the country type stuff. Been through the lows of child support. Been through a lot. A lot. Yeah.
And that's what initially brought us together, man. It's like, you know, we just happened to have an off conversation at work.
Yeah.
And discovered that we shared a lot of similar experiences.
Yeah.
And the intense emotion behind those experiences. And that's what got us thinking that, man, you know, there's somebody else who can really understand what I'm going through on a weekend drop off or a weekend transition or an engagement with an in-law or something like that. They understand the intensity of the feelings behind that. And so that was the impetus of us saying, hey, let's put together something for a tribe of guys out there that are in a similar situation.
Yeah, because honestly, I literally thought I was the only idiot out there doing what I was doing. And then I ran into other idiots.
There's a lot of idiots.
And I don't even know what sparked our original conversation, but I remember having it, and it might have been something that I was going through, and you approached me, and I was just like, it's time to dump, and he happened to be the person there. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Because I didn't know your story.
Right.
I had no idea what your story was, but we just started talking.
Sure.
And I remember after that conversation, just my shoulders dropping. I was just like, okay, like, yeah, I've done some stupid stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I put myself in some really, really dumb situations.
Right.
Because of really, really dumb decisions.
Decisions, yeah.
But I was like, there's other men out here that have done the same, and some of them have done worse than I have done, and they're alive still.
Yeah.
Right. So if they've been through the fire and they've come out the other side, you know, with a couple burns,
No doubt.
but they came out the other side still, then I knew that there was a possibility for me to do the same as long as I was willing to put in the work.
Absolutely.
And that's what that initial conversation did for me when we spoke.
And you said a great thing there. As long as they put in the work.
Yeah.
And we are not here by any stretch to say, hey, you can snap your fingers, do a couple of quick things. It's not that kind of thing. If you're in that situation that we have been in many, many years ago and are still working through a lot of it, it's work.
Yeah,
but the good thing is that we know that if you put work in, specifically in 5 areas that we're going to mention here in a minute, you can come out the other side much more resilient as a man and a much better dad. And as a result, your kids will appreciate that and grow as well.
Our goal is to provide a platform where other men can come, listen to us, find resources, and I think most importantly, realize they are not alone in some dumb decisions.
There you go.
Right?
We've all done stuff. So there's 5 things that we feel like as a dude in this situation, if you concentrate on incremental improvement in these areas, it'll translate to tremendous advancements over time. And so let's speak about those 5 areas.
And I believe, honestly, these 5 areas are multipliers that exponentially, positively impact your life.
Yep.
Right? And those 5 areas, number 1, we're going to begin with physical fitness.
Yep.
Right? Get your body right, and a lot of other things fall in place.
No doubt about it.
That initial discipline from a physical fitness perspective can change a lot of different things.
And you might be thinking, well, what does single parenthood, single fatherhood, or being a baby daddy have to do with being physically fit? Try to do this heavy slog and not be mentally and physically sharp. You're not going to make it. You're not going to make it as well. We'll say that. And so physical fitness is one of the first ones, very, very important.
Yeah. And then right after that is being fit mentally and emotionally. So that physical fitness will definitely 100% connect to that mental, emotional well-being.
No doubt.
And you're going to need to be on top of your game mentally and emotionally, especially when you arrive at the pickup or at the drop-off and you look over there and you see her and her eyes are beet red and you don't even know what you've done yet. You got to be ready for that fire. As we like to say, you got to be ready to eat glass.
You do.
And you can't eat glass unless you're mentally and emotionally on top of your game.
Yeah, very, very important, gentlemen, because if you're not, you can make some tremendous mistakes if you're not mentally equipped to handle the things that are going to come your way. Another area you want to get into, and I know this is close to all of our hearts and pockets, particularly you guys that just went on child support, is financial fitness. Being able to adjust to a new reality financially and then make a plan to continue to improve your financial station is a skill. And you don't get there accidentally. And fortunately, we've gone through a lot of, tough roads. We'll talk later episodes about some $2 paychecks. But the importance of getting your financial house in order allows you the financial and mental flexibility to adjust to what's going to come your way. There's going to be last minute requests for money for doctor's visits or braces or, hey, her shoe size grew to 2, over the last 2 months or something like that. But having your financial house in order really, really helps.
As you'll see as we go through this multitude of episodes, that a lot of these 5 areas of fitness, well, all these 5 areas of fitness are intertwined.
Yeah, they are.
Because if you're not fit financially, what's going to happen? You're going to be stressed emotionally. You're going to be out of it mentally. You're going to feel that negative bank account because you did not do the work financially, and then all of a sudden you're worried about how you're going to pay rent, how you're going to pay your mortgage, how you're going to make your car payment, how you're going to get food, how you're going to even get there to pick up your child for the pickup. All those different things.
Yeah. And that leads to a 4th one, which is spiritual fitness, which is what do you draw upon when the physical and the mental and the financial is really pressing down on you. And it might be professional resources you go to, it might be religious resources you go to, but it has to be something outside of you that you tap into that helps you to be more resilient in order to build into these other areas.
Agreed, 100%. So what is your anchor?
Yeah.
Right? What is your spot that you can hold on to, throw a lasso around, and it's there for you no matter what.
Yeah.
And for different people, that is different things.
It is.
You know, if you're a Christian, it's Christianity for you. If you're a Muslim, it's Islam. If you're a devout Buddhist, it's Buddhism. Or maybe it's just meditation. Maybe it's journaling. But it's a spiritual journey that you need to go on to make sure that you are fit to handle all the different things that are going to come at you.
Yeah, no doubt about it. And then finally, the fifth area of fitness is you need to have a tribe around you, a small subset of people that is fit for this journey that you're going to go on. It's going to be a tough slog, gentlemen, particularly if you're early on in the process. You need a group of people around you who understand what you're trying to do and can support you up close and from the sidelines as you navigate it.
Absolutely. Well said. And we hoped to be part of that group.
Absolutely. Here. Yep.
We hope to build out a community of men that have experienced similar things, that have went through similar things, that can say, you know what? Yeah, I've been there. I felt the child support check. I know what that feels like. I felt the wrath of my BM when I don't even know what I did wrong. Right? I felt all those different things. That's what we hope to be here for you.
Yeah.
And what you're going to realize is finding those people that are fit for the journey can be a very complicated process. Because prior to the breakup, certain people fit into your life outside of your BM, but were connected to your BM that are no longer going to fit into your life. And don't get it confused when they play nice, because they most likely don't have your best interest in mind. And sorting through all that can be a complicated process.
It can. But, like you said, John, we hope that we're one piece, just even a small piece of being a part of that tribe, because we can confidently say we have walked that walk and we understand uniquely what you're going to be going through as men. And so those 5 areas of fitness, man, that is our way. That's what the cast is going to be about. And the good thing is that, we're going to be able to, in upcoming episodes, pull in pro tips.
Yes, sir.
Things that we've done in real time that have worked for us. And like I'd like to tell my friends, hey, if we mention something to you, eat the meat, throw away the bones, use what you can use.
Mine the gold.
Absolutely. We can talk about our lived experiences in really personal detail without, we'll change some names to protect the innocent, but we're going to get to the nitty gritty of, hey, plays we ran in our lives that were not good plays. They resulted in, sack fumbles and turnovers, but our real life, and hopefully you can relate to that. And finally, this is what I'm really excited about, is because both of us love reading. We love, getting information from podcasts, and so bringing other resources to bear that you might not normally think about in a kind of parenting or fatherhood podcast, but we feel tie into those 5 areas of fitness.
Absolutely, yeah. So once again, pro tips, and I want to emphasize this part about it. We're going to give you pro tips, but in no way are we experts. No. We're just some dudes that live through some things, and we hope to share those experiences and those pro tips and those resources with you to help you better yourself as you grow into a better man and a better baby daddy eventually.
Yeah, like we said last week, we have doctorates in making big mistakes.
That's our doctorate degree.
Yeah, but I'm really excited about bringing those things to bear and hearing from you guys, because you guys are out there doing the work, and there's resources that we don't know about, and you will be able to share with the tribe. And so we look forward to interacting with you in that way about what's working for you.
Absolutely.
So what we need you to do is 3 simple things.
Yes, sir.
Like all podcasts, so we can get the most coverage and get out to the most people as possible, we need you to press that subscribe button.
Absolutely. Whether we're on YouTube, whether it's on Spotify, or whether it's on Instagram, X, any of those platforms, you can find us. Yeah, you can find us at Better Baby Daddy Club. So you can subscribe there. Specifically on our IG page, if they go there, go to our bio, there'll be a link to join our email list.
There you go.
And to all the episodes.
There you go.
So to every single episode, you'll go right to our landing page via that link at betterbabydaddyclub.com. Once you get there, boom. Episodes, email list, join up, everything is right there for you.
Right.
Yeah.
And then finally, it's a relationship business, guys, where
100%.
We're trying to help one another. Yeah. So the last thing is go tell a friend about it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Tell a friend, send the link to this cast to them. Let them know, hey, you tapped into something that's benefiting you, so we can get more guys to the gravity of this little universe we're trying to build. That's it.
That sounds good, man. That's a good intro.
I think so.
That's a great intro.
Hey, you know us. We're going to get to know you, and come on back to the Better Baby Daddy Club.
And one of the things that we like to say when it comes to being a baby daddy or a better baby daddy is you have to be better. You cannot be
bitter.
So until next time, I'm John.
I was going to say I'm John. I'm Kelly.